How was the split for your teams, and what do you hope for in the next?
The split went quite well, I would say. I wasn't really expecting much, and our team did much better than I thought they would. Next split, I think, well, we didn't scrim much this season, so next we plan to do a lot more scrims and hopefully get much better results.
Yeah. And what has been the biggest issue with the teams and eSport as a whole?
Biggest issue for the team is not enough practice, I think. There is a big skill gap as well, but it's closing slowly. It needs to close quicker. But as soon as we have high level people, we can teach the ones who are lower, and they will improve so much faster than if they were just by themselves.
And what about the whole esports scene in general? What do you think the biggest issue is there?
Biggest esports? I think that is just it's too repetitive. All patches they're too slow to go live, and then you're just running the same characters over and over again. You just see the same thing, and it gets quite boring.
What do you think about the current growth of esports and how it will affect our university and the society and the teams?
Can you repeat that?
What do you think about the current growth of esports and how it will affect the society, the university and the current teams?
I mean, esports, you say that 10 years ago, everyone would just laugh at you if you say I'm part of esports or something, but now it's being recognized, and that's a good thing, and then it's enjoyable. People enjoy playing games. How it affects you?
Society, university, teams.
I mean, you can just see how many people there are here. This is the biggest society, and then it's popular.
Okay. How do you think the current perception of esports affects the players and the team's performance?
I guess it's not when you think of esports, you don't think of it as big as football, all the big, really big sports, and then you don't put as much effort into it, I guess. But over time, I guess as esports grows, people will be thinking more about effort.
And what do you think our esports society has to offer, and why should people be interested in joining?
I mean, everyone's here, they're hanging out, they're having fun. That's what everyone wants.
Yeah. That's it.
What was this? Where do you get this from? I got dragged out by my agent.
By my agent?
I was eating McDonald's and watching YouTube Rewind 2012.
2012?
Yeah.
No, 2013 is the best.
I watched that first.
Nice.
Are we ready?
Yep.
I can't tell which one's mine now.
Can't you? I need some tissues.
What the fuck?
Are we recording?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Okay, so how was the split for your teams, and what do you hope for the future in the next split?
I mean, for the first year where we actually functioned as a society, the split was pretty good, because in both splits I think we reached top 10 from all universities, which was really good. The teams did go through some changes now that the split is over, and as you know, we have had trials for Overwatch, and I hope for really good results in the future, especially from Team A, because they're going through some really big changes as well.
What has been the biggest issue with teams and eSport as a whole?
We didn't really have a big issue. Probably the worst part of everything was the fact that people in some teams, not in Team A, weren't attending. We basically every week for almost all split, we played with different people every week, and it was really bad because they didn't have a constant in their lives. They couldn't get used to playing with someone because that person would next week would not play. And they had a lot of subs that were just there because we weren't organized enough and we didn't know what was happening. it was just bad.
And what do you think about the growth of esports and how it will affect the university, the society, and the teams?
Well, to be honest, come on, esports has grown a lot over the years, and it's still growing because it's beginning. It's a really weird new market niche that they kind of realize is going to be big, and right now it's going to somehow be bigger than football, which is somehow really weird and really strange. But for the society, because we have such good results after only 3-4 months of actually existing and functioning, I think it's going to be a big thing for Coventry.
And how do you think the current perception of esports affects players and teams' performances? How do you think the current perception of esports affects players and teams' performances?
I mean, not a lot of people actually understand what esport is about, so there's not really a perception that people fall under. When you say that you play Overwatch competitively, people just look at you a bit weird. But at the same time, it's like telling someone you play chess competitively. It's not really something that if someone doesn't know about it, they just don't really care.
Yeah. And what do you think the esports society has to offer, and why should people be interested?
I mean, we offer a lot of opportunities at this moment because I know we're doing a lot of internships and offer a lot of opportunities for all people that want to come in with different interests. They don't have to play the game. Me, myself, I'm actually pretty bad at the game I'm managing, but I'm because of how good players are, I kind of want to get better as well. I'm going to be in TC. But again, if people are interested, like if people want to play some games, and they come here, they'll probably find that another group of people that play that game.
Yeah.
So it's really good for socializing, opportunities, and other things.
Bianca, wait. Anything you want to say to your Overwatch team?
To my what?
To your Overwatch team.
To my Overwatch team.
Anything you want to say to them?
Fuck yourselves.
Wow.
Stay lit, man.
Stay lit.
I want to reach that top 5. They're gonna do it. I know it. So fuck yeah. Just get better, get good.
So you are a CSGO player?
CSGO teammate.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So for your team in specific, how was the split like competitively?
Well, we played in both NSC and UL. We had some issues with qualifying. Could have gone better. Overall, though, I'm really happy with the performances. Especially for NSC, getting 17th, top 20, especially for the first split the team's been together, the first split the university to the society. I think that's a good achievement. It's good to build on. It's not perfect, but I'm happy with the achievement, and I think we have a lot to work off from that.
And what's been the biggest issue with your team so far?
Hard to say. I mean, everyone's had their faults and everyone's had their good moments. I think our main issue was kind of getting to know each other. Teams that have been established for multiple splits have had that time to practice, form a team, form a relationship, but we didn't have that over them. That was a disadvantage to us, I think, and it took some time for us to kind of mesh.
And what do you think about the current growth of esports and how it's going to affect your team and the society and the university as a whole?
I think esports is growing. It's growing fast, and it needs to. From a perspective of other people, it's kind of hard to get the message across what it is. I'd say, as a whole, as a society, we're recognised after this split, which is good. I don't think we have trouble, knowing our position and people knowing who we are and what we do. Members of the public, though, or anyone else, if you say, what you do, they have a hard time grasping the concept. But I think with time, that'll get better, and it still is. It's proven over the past, decade plus, even further back, how much progress has been made in esports for that.
And what do you think, like, the biggest issue with esports is?
Oof. I wouldn't say, I can't think of an issue, to be honest with it. I mean, there's nothing that stands out to me.
Other than it just being like people, it's hard
Hard to grasp for people. hard people to understand. It's growing. Everything knows, it's growing like anything. When it starts off, it's not going to be either well received or well known, and I think that's okay. We just got to get there.
And how do you think the current perception of esports affects the players' team and team's performance?
I don't think it does, especially for at least my team. We just go in, we play our game, we're passionate about the game, we want to win, we want to be successful, and the perception of esports doesn't change that. We're passionate about the game, that's what we want to do. So
like the players in your team, they don't take it any less seriously?
I wouldn't say so. I reckon if they have the commitment and dedication to win, and it's like in any sport. If you you might have it as a hobby, you might have it as a competitive outlet. For us, at least, I think it's mainly a competitive outlet. We want to win, want to be successful, so that's what we're here for.
And what do you think the esports society has to offer, and why should people be interested?
Well, especially after this first bit, many things: internships, placement opportunities. Just even if you come as a casual gamer or come just to socialise, I think, at least compared to other societies that I know, it's very social. Everyone's always happy to interact. Apart from meetings, we go out and have fun. But from a professional standpoint, definitely like internships, anything like that, media, computer science, everyone does project management, production, creativity. There's so many different outlets that we're building upon. So.
Leslie, what do you want to say to your team?
What I want to say to my team?
Yeah.
Get ready for epic land, because we're going to land in February, so be there.
Oh yeah.